So you're putting the sensors back, and then what's the next thing you're going to do, Bob, after we're done putting the sensors back?
Well, we didn't open up the dispensers yet. We need to get the dispensers open. Start putting some test equipment over there. Check those sensors in reference to the monitor, sir.
So he's just putting sensors back. These sensors are connected to the Veeder-Root system. And the Veeder-Root system is like the brain of the gas station. So it monitors all the tanks, how much product is in the tanks, if there's water, if there's a leak. And these are the sensors that do it. So we're just putting them back. We tested everything, it's working fine.
Someplace right now, and visually inspecting it, it looks okay.
Okay, that's the sensor. And that sensor, it will detect if there's any product seepage?
Right, or water or liquid.
Oh, liquid.
Floating here will be displaced by liquid.
By any liquid,
Yep.
Got it.
These,
Oh, those are the impact
crash
valves.
valves.
Okay.
Something like, or shear valves. I've heard all three of them.
Yeah.
If somebody hits the dispenser, this is supposed to be the weakest point right here.
Right.
And the bottom half is anchored to the ground essentially. So the top half should break off or shear off, which would trip this. And then if the dispenser fell over and you're selling fuel over there, you don't have the geyser of fuel over here because it broke, sheared, and tripped.
Oh, that makes sense.
So the fire department, fire department requires that be tested on an annual basis. That has nothing to do with state regs or vapor recovery regs.
Oh, I hear you. So your first step is you're checking all the sensors in the dispensers.
Right.
And you're readying yourself for the vapor recovery.
Right, and leak detector testing.
And leak detectors. Good thing.
Yeah, looking for any issues.
But it looks all pretty new, no? Or not?
No, it's kind of, it's not new necessarily, but it doesn't look like it's leaking anywhere. At least.
Right. Any visuals?
Sometimes, maybe we'll see one here, but sometimes it'll just look like Swiss cheese, you know?
Okay. Do we check the filters or not?
We don't check them. If we were doing another vapor recovery test that we're not doing here because it doesn't apply, the filters would be checked during that test in a sense for gallons per minute requirements, GPMs, and then sometimes there might be some failures that GPMs are too low. You need new filters. They might have them. I put them on, or I might have them in stock. You know.
Right, just throw them on. Got it.
I'm going to leave these cones here. I'm going to be testing the leak detectors from this dispenser. So I'm going to set up a little workstation here while they continue to operate. So these cones, when I do the integrity test, it will be with these fill caps off.
Okay. So what are you doing now? So you're testing the leak detectors now, or what are you testing?
I'm not testing them yet. I'm just setting up for it.
Setting up for it.
I won't test them until I have the place shut down.
Right.
Again, I need to be doing this while they're closed, setting up.
Right.
The federal government requires that the line be monitored by something that can detect a 3-gallon per hour leak. So the mechanical devices that we have back there, mechanical leak detectors,
are
designed or made to detect a 3-gallon leak.
Right.
And if they do detect that, then they have a piston that will go into the slow flow closed position, and it'll let them know without an alarm, but they'll be so slow that they'll know there's a problem.
Right.
They'll be pumping like 1 cent per second.
Yeah.
And they'll know there's a problem. And if the leak is valid leak, it will stay in that position until the leak is taken care of. If it's just something like a like overnight, it was so cold out that the fuel condensed so much. Essentially, if the mechanical leak detector sees less than 1 psi, it
Right.
goes into the closed position. So over the course of an evening, the fuel could condense enough and it might be full and thinking of the leak, and the first customer in the morning has slow flow, and then after that they're good to go or whatever.
Got it.
But we're going to create a 3-gallon leak using this apparatus, which is made by Red Jacket, the same people that made the
Leak detector.
And into my cam there, and we have to get some other data during that while we're doing that. But essentially, we're going to create a 3-gallon leak and verify that that happens.
Mm-hmm. So you got that. So he's going to create a leak in the system to make sure that the leak detectors are working like they're supposed to. So this is all the setup to create and simulate that leak.
This is also setting up for the pressure decay, the integrity test,
Right.
which also requires shutdown. So I want this to be all ready to go.
So you're setting up both ends of the test, the vapor, the stage 2, the vapor recovery,
Right.
the pressure decay, right?
Right. Pressure decay.
Pressure decay and the leak detectors.
Because that's what I'll be doing while they're shut down.
Got it. Minimize the amount that the station is shut down so the guy can still pump gas, but Bob just told the station owner right now, he's getting ready to shut the station down. We hope the station won't be shut down more than 45 minutes. So that's what Bob's doing, is preparing for that. During
The 89 and the 91 are blends of the
Got it.
regular and the premium. So right now, if I pick one of the blends, both the turbines should be on.
you would, right.
Essentially off. That was just the pressure.
What was the pressures in there? Got it. And what are you doing now? Just
There is pressure behind here. I got to take that plug out and put a hose on it. So I got to bleed the pressure off. I can't just take this plug off.
got it.
And I don't want to contribute to soil or fuel in their sumps. I'm trying to collect it in my diaper here.
Yep.
And actually trying to dispense while the turbine was off and dispensing while 11 cents did relieve a little bit of the pressure that's on the product line. There's a check valve back in the turbine that will hold some of the pressure, because we don't want the fuel to fall all the way back to the turbine.
Right.
We have to reprime every time, and plus that mechanical leak detector is watching the line when they're not pumping, and we don't want it to be allowed to drop to below 1 psi between fuelings, and then they have to deal with a closed leak detector every time.
Right.
So it normally holds around 10 or 12 psi in the line, and the turbines probably run at like 25 psi. So when this is operating, it's about 25 psi of pressure, and then when it's not operating, it's about 12 psi of pressure. Do it straight in, but when we're testing the leak detectors, we want to be at the furthest point.
Oh, is that right?
Create a 3-gallon leak at the furthest point. If I did it here, I'd be confirming that from here to there, it's operational. But so we try to hit the furthest dispenser.
Got it.
So even though this would have been more ideal, that's the furthest point. Hence,
Oh, I got it. So what are you doing now? You're confirming
closing those impact valves.
closing the impact valves. Okay.
So right now the premium is dispensing. It's
Okay.
dispensing into my can. I haven't checked my calibration yet, but for right now the leak detector is passing. I will check my calibration in a minute here. But it's only allowing that leak detector, because it's in the closed position, 7 psi in the product line right now. So I'm dispensing into my can. You can't see it right now, but if I can bypass it and send it down here,
I got you.
that's 7 psi of pressure. That's what they would be dispensing from a nozzle if it was in the closed position.
Got it.
And that should stay like that forever. But I'm going to get rid of the leak.